past that Mark Schauer dealt with right now.
Not if we can overturn it.
Well, yeah, I'm all for, I signed the repeal pledge, and I'm for repealing it and replacing it with
That's
something.
what I'm really saying.
Yeah.
We're talking now about how to fix pre-existing and all of that. Why not allow the states and the people to take care of it?
Yeah, I mean, the Republicans had a lot of good ideas
I know
as
they
far
did.
as how to do that, and that's why I've signed that pledge to work towards that. Now, we're not going to get it right away because President Obama was the president until 2012.
I recognize that. The only thing I was mentioning is instead of talking about how to fix it, why not just talk about stepping away?
Yeah.
And then get in on the problems and fix them or try to fix them.
Right, and that's my position. I think we're saying the same thing.
Any chance you think that bill will be overturned? That law will be overturned?
I know 14 or 15 attorney generals, including our own, have signed on to sue it. Actually, the law firm I used to work at, Thomas More Law Center, sued as well. I do believe there are constitutional problems with it. They're trying to say that they can do this by the Commerce Clause. And the Commerce Clause in the past has been used since I don't know, the time of FDR, has been used to basically do whatever Congress wanted it to do, and the courts haven't stepped in. This court has been more willing to, starting with Justice Rehnquist, more willing to step in and say, look, you can't use the Commerce Clause for anything because it gets too far attenuated from actual interstate commerce.
And states are starting to revolt against that too.
They are. I believe that the Commerce Clause is the Achilles heel in this case in regards to the mandate. Mandating 12 million, whatever it is, people that may not want health care insurance is clearly, in my mind, unconstitutional. You can say that you have to get car insurance if you want to drive a car. You don't have to drive a car. In this situation, you have to get the insurance. And if that constitutional challenge is effective, then the whole edifice falls down because that's what they're using to fund the whole thing. You know, one thing that Mark Schauer talks about as far as like he authored parts of the bill, and he obviously didn't pay close attention to some things because TRICARE wasn't accounted for in this bill. So, you know, doctors and TRICARE, for anyone who doesn't know, is what a lot of military folks and retirees in the military depend upon. And not just Medicare payments have been cut by 21% to doctors, but so has TRICARE. So if you care about our veterans, care about our active duty, you would have seen that beforehand. And they say that they're going to go back and fix it, but they haven't yet. And there's going to be so many of these kind of issues. You saw the president twice have to backtrack on pre-existing conditions, where he said, oh, the pre-existing conditions are now a thing of the past. No, not until 2014.
Some of them I think actually do take effect right away.
Some of them do, but not pre-existing conditions.
Actually, I think it's the pre-existing conditions that do. I kind of got with that one.
There's two pre-existing conditions, one for your family members and one for you.
Okay.
For you, it doesn't, 2014. For
Okay.
your family members, the president thought it did, but if you read the language, it wasn't written tight enough because now insurance agencies can say, if you cover families, then you have to cover pre-existing conditions. Well, insurance can say, well, we're not going to cover family. And so they don't have to cover the child or whoever has it. So there is a workaround if they didn't want to do that.
I mean, realistically, if someone can afford to buy health insurance, they would have health insurance. If they can't afford to buy health insurance, probably not the best way to help them is to force them to buy health insurance or fine them or imprison them.
Well, the problem you're going to have is you're going to have access for a lot of people, but you're not going to have necessarily good access. Yeah, because you're going to have less you're going to have a smaller pool of doctors potentially, where you have the same pool and they're trying to treat more people and they're just not going to have the same ability to do so. For example is I have a degenerative disc in my neck, and I tried to get it looked at in the military for the longest time. I was told that since I could treat it with in the military called vitamin M, 800 milligram Motrin, then you can tolerate the pain. I remember the president talking about, well, if you can tolerate the pain, maybe it's better to get a pill at 75 years old rather than get your knee replaced or hip replaced or something like that. I can tell you my dad's 70-some years old and he had his knee and hip replaced and his quality of life went, sky high. And all the drugs in the world can't change that reality.